Good morning, traders. It is October 16th, and I'm giving you a market update on index futures and what I am expecting for the rest of the week. Looking at S&P on the weekly chart. Now, in my video on Sunday, I was looking for a new all-time high. We got that Monday, but then Tuesday we came back down and pretty much took out all of Monday's rally. Now, this weekly candle hasn't finished forming just yet, so we could be still heading higher. But right now, I'm going to favor the downside. And if we are coming down, I'm going to use this weekly volume balance and these equal lows as my targets. Now, looking at the daily chart, you can see that close to that weekly volume balance, there's also a daily fair value gap. So this could also be a target to aim for as well. And then lower, there are these equal lows. So you can see that Monday we had a big rally up. Tuesday pretty much took out all of Monday's rally. And we do have a fair value gap right here. Now, if we start trading below this fair value gap, that is when I'm going to start looking for my lower targets and start being bearish. And I want to see inversion on this fair value gap. Going one step further into a 4-hour chart. Now, I want to see price go below this fair value gap. But before that can happen, I think we could potentially have some sort of retracement. And we see that we have a large 4-hour fair value gap. So if we do start retracing back into this inefficiency, I would like to see price stay in the lower half of this fair value gap. I don't want to see the upper half. That way it will confirm my bearish bias. And then I want to see price drive through these equal lows right here, through the daily fair value gap, and then I'll be looking for my target at this daily fair value gap below the lows, and of course we have that weekly volume imbalance. Moving on to Nasdaq, you can see that our weekly candle this week, we did wick through above the weekly SIBI, but we're currently trading within it right now. Now I'm looking at this up candle here as a weekly order block, and I've drawn out the mean threshold. So we'll see at the end of the week whether or not we close above or below this mean threshold. Now looking at the daily chart, remember these two up candles here, this is my daily order block, and I've drawn out a line at the bottom of the body of this order block. And you can see that even though we did go above that mean threshold, but now we're currently back in, the bodies of these candles have respected the lower body of this order blocks. And also Tuesday, in fact, went and traded below Monday's low. Zooming in to give you a better look, you can see Tuesday we went down and took out Monday's low, and we went back into this daily volume imbalance. Now, if we are going to be heading lower, my eyes are set at these relative lows right here. And if we can get through this weekly BISI, perhaps we can go for these lows down here. But first things first, I think for this week, I only want to target the relative lows here at the lower part of this weekly fair value gap. Now, this is a 4-hour chart, so you can see that Tuesday we did have a really big fair value gap. And just like S&P, I want to grade this and make sure that I keep an eye on price. I want price to stay in the lower half of this fair value gap if we are going to remain bearish. And then coming down, my first target would actually be this set of down candles. I'm looking at this as an order block. There is some inefficiency here along with a swing low. So if we do go down, definitely I will want to take a partial here. This is going to be my first target. And then I think for the week, if we could, I will have my final target below these lows. So if you remember from my weekend video, I said on Nasdaq I was looking for the highs to get taken out, but depending on how we do it will affect my future bias. The two scenarios I gave was 1, we are going to retrace lower and then take out the highs, or 2, we will take out the highs early in the week on Monday or Tuesday, and that was my preferred scenario. So that is why my bias is now bearish for the rest of the week, unless we trade above this order block. So I hope you find this insightful, and I would appreciate it if you drop this video a like and subscribe in case I give out another update this week. But until next time, guys, safe trading.